how much time it will take to do server scan? If you want to scan one server, how much time it will take? One server scan, it will take approximate 6 to 10 minutes. Okay. One server, I'll put it here. One server, 6 to 10 minutes on an average. It depends basically once again. Maybe 100 servers. It will take 1 hour. It's never 60 minutes. Maybe 1000 servers. It will take 4 hours. Entire data center. Entire data center servers, meaning here, or entire data center means all the firewalls, proxy, printers, laptop, MacBook, workstation. If you want to scan entire network discovery, it will take 24 hours also, or 48 hours, based on how many IPs. How many IPs were scanned. Okay. So that is about time. This is also one of the interview question. If you want to take one server scan, how much time it will take? Maybe 6 to 10 minutes, depends on an average. Okay. Now, hardening benchmark. Hardening benchmark. What is hardening first of all? Hardening is nothing but security initial configurations. Security initial configurations or implementations or anything if you want to implement in the server level security point of view, that is called hardening. Implementing security configurations or policies or procedures in the server level is called as hardening benchmark. Nothing but these are compliances basically. Hardening benchmark are compliances. We have different types of compliances. Those compliances are, first and foremost, very, very popular compliance is CIS benchmark or compliances. So full form is Center for Internet Security. So that's the first one. Second one is DOD, STIG compliances. Department of Defense. Full form is Department of Defense. Example, what are the defense companies will fall under? Navy, Army. So next one is military. Next one defense, Ministry of Defense, MOD. All these will fall under Department of Defense related companies or public sector basically. So these two developed by USA. Okay, so America is developed these two benchmarks. In the similar way, Singapore also developed their own benchmark that is called Singapore Hardening Benchmark. In the similar way, France or French government also developed the compliances. Those compliances are called as ANSI benchmark. So these are the different types of companies. This is French government or France. So this is about Singapore. So, but very, very popular benchmark is CIS benchmark. In a lot of job descriptions, we can see CS benchmark complaints or hardening, meaning a Center for Net Security. Now we can go on, we can discuss our CS benchmark. So under this one, we have two different types of levels, level 1 and level 2. CIS is an institutions or organization, and they will create compliances for OS, database, endpoints, applications, cloud, and so on. But which one we are discussing in our class now? Servers, nothing but OS. Okay. So this benchmark is applicable to everything. So it is institutional organization. Now what I will do, I will go and I will explain about what is CS benchmark in the website point of view. Under this benchmark, we have, now I am going to Google once again, and I am giving CIS. So let's see whether it will come or not. There are so many websites it will come. Yeah, you can see cissecurity.org. Or can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Center for Internet Security. Click on this one now. It is an information. It is providing the auditing benchmark or compliances. So now what I will do, I will go and I will show what are the different types of things it is providing. These images only will be taken care by our servers. This image they can use for server configuration. But it will ask maybe username and password. Let's see. Yeah. Can you see now? There are different types of vendors they are supporting. Page number 1, 2, 3, 4. There are so many. It is not only supporting for physical server, it is supporting for cloud service provider also. Right now, it is supporting for Amazon, Azure, Google, Oracle. In the similar way, other clouds as well. Amazon Linux OS. Amazon Linux servers. And once again, CS benchmark are two different type of controls, level 1 and level 2. So Apple Mac OS, if you are using MacBook, these are all the different type of security controls we have to implement so that we can reduce the attacks from the attacker point of view. These are the initial security configurations. That's what I said. CS benchmark or auditing benchmark is nothing but, so these are all the initial security configurations we have to implement on the endpoint or server or database side. We are discussing server level. If we're discussing endpoint level, but most of the cases server side we can do this one, and database side we can do, and cloud side also. CentOS Linux. In case in my organization, if I am in CentOS Unix server, then I have to download this one and I have to deploy. It's for container based. And Debian also one of the Unix server platform, and Microsoft Windows Desktop. In my laptop, if you want to reduce the attacking or hacking part, now I have to download this one. It's for Microsoft Windows Server. Under Windows Server, we have so many servers. Example 2012, 2019, 2016. Example download for 2016. Launch. So this is for Amazon site. I want some physical one. Go back. All these are Amazon and Google side platform. You can see here. All these are images. So maybe we have to do signing part, I think. Let me see. I have already existing account is there. Let's see. No, it's not existing. Yeah, we have to register basically and we have to download. Otherwise, I will do one thing. CS benchmark download. Maybe it will ask username password. Yeah. Now you can see I given CS benchmark downloads in the Google. Now you can see operating system point of view, distribution independent Linux. This is one of the Unix flavor. Microsoft Windows Desktop, Debian Linux server, Ubuntu Linux server, Amazon Linux, CentOS Linux, Oracle Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. In my organization, if I am using Linux server, that is already we discussed servers list. Did you remember what are the Windows Linux servers we have? We discussed part of our other servers. Did you remember or not? Yeah. Can you see this one now? In my organization, maybe I'm using Red Hat Enterprise Linux 1.2x, 2.x, 3.x, 9.x, and so on. Example, maybe I'm using 7.x in my organization. Now, which one I have to download? Which one I have to download? 7.x means. So this one I have to download. CIS Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7 benchmark. Now, I have to inform to server team to configure all this benchmark now. It is downloading now. In this similar way, we can go for one Microsoft also. SUSE is one of the Linux, once again, Apple, Mac OS, IBM, Oracle, Fedora, IBM, Debian, Robot, Microsoft, IBM, Rocky, Azure. Yeah. Microsoft Windows Server. Maybe in my organization, we are using Windows Server 2012. Now I have to go Windows Server 2012 and I have to download this PDF. Now I download one of the Linux server, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, one of the Windows related. So this is the Linux related part. There are so many pages it contains basically. All these are benchmarks or compliances. Who will configure this one now? Who will configure? Whether we have to configure? Who will configure this benchmark?
Server team.
Server team will configure, that's correct. So Linux side, approximately we have 220 plus compliances. In the similar way, this is Windows Server side. This is Windows side. 2012 server I downloaded. So this is Windows Server side. Now Windows team will develop. Now you can see here, I will go and I will explain about one policy or one benchmark. Password policy in the server side. Click on 1.1.1. There are two different types of controls, level 1 and level 2. All these are level 1. In the similar way, we have level 2 also. L1 means level 1. L2 means level 2. You can see level 2. Some of the controls are level 1, some of the controls are level 2. Clear? This level L2 means level 2. Okay. Now, one of the policy we can go and we can see how server team will configure this one. So, example, this one 1.1.1.1. So, this is level 1 control. Ensure enforce password history is set to 24 or more passwords. So, in the server side, server team has to configure this one. So, what they are setting? Password length must be 24 characters. Okay, this is a level 1 control. So the policy setting determines the number of renewed unique passwords that you have to associate with the user account before you can use old password. The value of this policy must be in between 0 to 24 passwords. In the history, whatever we used, maybe last month I used password. Before last month I used password at the rate of 123. And before that one I used welcome at the rate of 123. Before that one I used hello. So from past 24 whatever password I used history side, we should not use current password. Okay. So that is the meaning of this one. So now what Windows Server team will do, they will log into the server. They will go to this particular, okay. So in the server side, here they will change the password history. What the configuration they will give? They will give default value 24 passwords. From 0 to 24, they will update this one. Clear? So this password configuration policy is done by now server team. What is our role now? Anyone? What is our role? What is our role is once that password settings they have any setting, all these settings, there are so many settings basically. You can see all the settings will be done by who will do these settings? These settings will be done by server team. Then what is vulnerability analyst role? We have to go and we have to verify whether server team is implemented correctly or not, whether it's a passed or failed. Audit passed, audit failed. Audit passed means okay. Audit failed means we have to ask them to once again configure. So that is called, okay, so overall policies configuration. These policies configuration build server team. What is security role job here? As a vulnerability analyst, we have to go and we have to verify all the security policies or benchmark or complaints they configured correctly or not, whether it's a passed or failed. Okay, just verification we have to do, that's it. Whether we have to log into the server and we have to do verification, manual way. Whether we have to do
No,
manual way of
no,
verification of all these.
no, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
No need to do manual verification. These 225 manual verifications will take 1 week. So in the tool itself, we can enable the policy, CS benchmark policy. Automatically, tool will give running of the scan, all these 225 complaints, and it will say how many are passed and how many are failed. There is no need of manual effort. Otherwise, it will take 1 week minimum. Okay. So that is about overall CS benchmark. So under this one, we have there are, as I said, its benchmark is mainly for servers we can use and database also we can use. So there are two levels of the controls under CIS benchmark. What is the first one? Level 1. Level 1 controls are difficult to hack. Attacker point of view is very complicated to hack it. Level 2 are easy to hack. Attacker can easily hack, but we have to implement, that's why these level 2 and level 1 controls. Okay, so that is our benchmark. In the similar way, what is the second website I said? Department of Defense. Go to Google once again. DOD stick compliances. Now another website will come. This is also once again from USA. This is the proper website. This is only applicable to military, navy, army, defense, and Ministry of Defense, all those. Okay. So here, whatever servers we are using, those servers we have to download. So for this one, I think we need username password. Resources. But which one is a popular one? As I said, which one is popular? Which one is popular one? CIS. How to indicate now? What I given? 2016 server I given 2016. I have to go now. Example, in my organization, I'm using Windows Server 2016 or 12. Now operating systems, you can go operating systems here. I'm giving filter out now. So wherever our Windows servers are there, we have to go and we have to download that one. There are total 14 pages are there. So Active Directory, Apple, Ubuntu. So can you click on plus symbol here? Yeah. Windows 15. I'm going to Windows now. I'm doing filter out now. Windows, yeah, all the Windows related now it has come. From the so many of the operating systems, I filtered first to servers. From servers, I'm filtering dedicated Windows now. So Windows. Windows 2012 is outdated. Maybe example Windows 2016 you can take. So this is the latest version. Click on this one. Windows Server 2012, 16, sir, 16. Revision list. So now this one has to implemented by which team? All this configuration, which team has to implement? This team has to implement all this one.
Sathyam, sir.
SOC team. Server team. Any hardening benchmark can be implemented by server team. What is our role? We have to validate using tool whether it is a passed or failed. That's it. Whose role is critical now? Server role is critical. Okay. So Indian government wants to implement army, navy related part, maybe military or Ministry of Defense of the Indian government. They have to go and they have to implement all these compliances of the Indian government. Okay. And so respect to vulnerability management team, they can go and they can verify whether they configure server team correctly or not. This is about overall hardening benchmark. Why we have to implement all these complaints or hardening benchmark? Whenever any attacker do hacking part, it's very difficult to hack it. That's why we have to implement all these initial security configurations. Please go through these two websites, guys. At least one. Forget about Stig. At least you can go and you can see what is there on the CS benchmark side. Now, how to protect Windows server or Linux or Unix server from security point of view? Yesterday, entire question this one. How to protect Windows or Linux server? You can tell me, guys. You can apply whatever today we discussed about security technologies. One by one, you can say. If you want to protect any server, what are things we have to implement from security point of view? From day 1 to till today, so far we completed 21 classes. So you can say from security point of view, what are things we have to implement? So I'll ask one by one. Ajay, any idea in the server side, what are the things we have to implement from security point of view? Arvind? Anurag? Am I audible by the way? Hello, say yes or no at least.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Latifa, you can say one of the control. What are the controls we have to implement?
We can implement strong password
Exactly,
policies.
strong password policies we have to implement. So we have to implement strong password policies or complex password policies. Under this one, we have multi-factor authentication, uppercase, lowercase, minimum character length should be 12 to 16 characters. 90 days once we have to change the password. Account lockout is 5 maximum attempts threshold. And also multi-factor authentication, more than one way of authentications. All those will fall under this one. Consecutive password we should not use. Yeah, second one. Okay, one is strong password policies and complex password policies. What's second one? Any other? Any idea? You can guess. After that, I will rectify. After that, I will rectify. Anyone? Anyone? Will implement all these. Okay, I'll explain. No problem. So strong password policy means all this we have to implement. Second thing is what we have to implement.
Sir, we can update the passwords.
Yeah, update the passwords 90 days once. That is there already. So update the password. Rotating password is 90 days once. Yes. So next one, what we have to implement? We have to implement antivirus or EDR in the server side also. Even maybe couple of files they are downloading from the website. That file has a malware. That server will get compromised. Okay, so antivirus or EDR solution we have to implement on the server side. So implementing antivirus or EDR. So maybe from server, couple of people are copying of the data. To mitigate the data or to block the data, what we have to implement? DLP, data loss or data leak prevention, we have to implement. Okay. So on the server side also USBs they can use, or maybe they can download couple of files that they can send from. So personal to professional email ID. So DLP we have to implement. Even disk encryption. So whatever server we have, that server side we have to do disk encryption. Nothing but, so someone can see the data. By attacker may be compromised of credentials. They don't want to see that particular data. You should know about encrypted key or password, additional authentication. So disk encryption we have to implement. Next one, we have to implement hardening benchmark. Just now we discussed. Hardening benchmark we have to implement. Nothing but policies or compliances. CS compliances we have to implement so that attacker can reduce the attack vector. Next one, patch updates. Why you are not saying this one? Regularly we have to do the patch updates in the server side. Okay. Whatever Windows servers or Linux servers, whatever patches they are releasing by vendor, we have to do the regular patch updates. Next one, we have to do role-based access control. In rootkit attack, privilege escalation attack, we discussed. So for user-wise, user account, username, password, service account, username, password, DevOps team, their username and password, TechOps team. Server can measure multiple people. So according to whatever they are doing and they are accessing the server, according to that one, we have to implement control. That is called role-based access control. We have to implement. Next one, whatever logs are generating, all the logs we have to integrate to which tool? Which tool? Whenever any incident or alert or attack is happening, which tool it will give alert notification to us? SIM
Collected.
tool. SIM tool. Logs we have to integrate to SIM tool. Now, whenever any attack is happening on the server side, so we can go and we can analyze the logs. Who has done what? Whether internally employee has done the attack or external attacker has done. If you don't have the logs, we don't know who has done. Traceability and tracking, it's very difficult. So these many controls, if are implementing, we can reduce attack vector and attack complexity. Clear? Yeah. This is the way how to protect our server, any server. That may be database server, that may be Windows servers or Unix server and so on. These many controls we have to implement. Okay. So that is about how to protect server. Now, every vulnerability report, after generating the report, every vulnerability report contains couple of fields or columns. Those fields or columns are every vulnerability report contains couple of fields or columns. Tomorrow I will show practically. Those fields are, so because you are putting 3 or 4 years of experience into vulnerability management, don't you know what are the fields it contains? Regularly you are opening an Excel sheet and you are creating a ticket and you are informing to the respective server team. Don't you know what are the headings are there at least? Okay. So to confirm whether a fake or legitimate candidate from the interview point of view, they can go and they can expect in depth also. So that is example this one. Every vulnerability report contains serial number, plugin ID. Nothing, plugin ID means every vulnerability has one of the unique number. That number is called plugin ID. Next, what are the things we discussed so far, theoretical way? What are the things we discussed in today's class? CVS score. Every vulnerability has a score. And the risk or severity. What severity of the vulnerability? Next one, vulnerability name. Next one, vulnerability description. Next one, mitigation or solution. Next one, which server is doing the scanning? Server or IP address. Next one, server host name. Next one, net bias information. Next one, what is the OS flavor? Whether Windows or Linux or Mac or AWS or SUSE or Debian or Ubuntu or Docker or container or Azure or GCP or OCP. OS. Next one, when the scan is started, scan start time and scan end time. Not only this one, there are so many fields basically. These are the couple of important fields we can see in the vulnerability report. Clear or not? Now this one only have to analyze now. So serial number, plugin ID, CVS score, risk or severity. One more thing I forgot, very important one. What is that? What is that?
CSV ID.
CVID. That's right. Yeah, CVID. CVID. Yeah. So these are the couple of things it will be there for every attack, every vulnerability in the server side. Basically, every server has a libraries and packages. These packages are up to date. They will not use because of the breaking, because the application compatibility issues, because the performance related issues. Server team they will not make up to date. That is the reason these vulnerabilities will be existing. So already we have seen two things. What is that? Two examples already we have seen. Serial number 1, plugin ID, example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, CVID, CVS score. What is score for log4j? 10 we have seen already. What is severity? Log4j. Critical. CVID, CVE 2021. Next one is 44228. What is vulnerability name? Log4j. So what the vulnerability description? Fixing of the remediated or fixing of the log4j versions. Mitigation, upgrade to, we have seen right, upgrade to 2.3.1, 2.17 and one more version I forgot. Just now we have seen above somewhere it is there. Yeah, this is the one I'm saying. Mitigation, fixed versions. Next one, server IP, example 10.10.10.1. This is one of the server IP. Server host name, example appdb.com. What is mean by this one? Not app. Appdev. Appdev.com. What is mean by this one?
App
This is the IP
developers.
address. It's an application server in which environment? DEV.
Developer.
Development environment. So we have different types of environment. One is development environment. One is testing environment. One is pre-prod environment. One is prod environment, lab environment, mirror lab environment. All these are different types of environments. Appdev.com means application server in development environment. Example, NetBIOS port number 137 to 139. And OS is, example, it's a database server. You can consider maybe PGSQL. It's one of the database server. Scan start time, maybe 23 November. Example, 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. 2023, 11 a.m. Scan ended. Only one server. How much time it will take? So 23 November
5 to 6 minutes.
2023. So approximate 11-10 minutes. So that is the way how this vulnerability report it contains. Now whatever report it contains, now you have to validate everything manual way. Now after that, what we have to do? This Excel report, whatever you downloaded from the tool, you have to raise a separate ticket to server team, and server team we have to send to server team, and server team will fix these issues now. Once they will fix these issues or patch updates they will do, and they will come back to us. We fixed it. Now we have to rerun and reconfirm whether they have done or not. So if they will done, it's well and good. Okay, so then they will raise change request and they will implement the production environment. That is our extended VM process we discussed, right? Same process. Okay. So that is about vulnerability report. So that's all for today. We can see tomorrow what are the vendors or tools are existing related to vulnerability management. Vulnerability management tools or vendors. It's a very simple role, guys. It's very, very simple. Overall vendors are there. Nessus. So Nessus is a tool name. Company name is a Tenable. Second one is Qualys. Company name also Qualys. Third one is Nexpos. So this previous name is Rapid7. Company name is VMware or Insight VM under VMware. VMware is a vendor. Insight VM is a once again. Insight VM they did the acquisition part. Okay, so now it's a Insight VM is a part of VMware company. Tool name is Nexpos or Rapid7. And Palo Alto firewall also we have. Palo Alto scanning tool also we have. Palo Alto vendor is also Palo Alto. Palo Alto is one of the location in USA. So that particular protocols they given as a Palo Alto only. Next one Tripwire. Vendor name also Tripwire. Tool name also Tripwire. Vendor name also Tripwire. So these are the couple of very, very famous tools are available in the market right now. Right now, number one tool is Nessus. Okay. So that's all for today. In the tomorrow class, what we can do, we can discuss about how to deploy this Nessus tool, how to design, how to implement, and how to do the operational support of L1, L2, L3. So tomorrow I'll explain about overall. Whenever if you want to purchase any solution, there are 5 teams are involved: sales team, pre-sales team, design team, or architect team, implementation team, and also solution team. That may be any tool, any technology you can consider. DevOps or TechOps or machine learning or data science or software development team or application development team or server team. If you want to purchase any tool for automated purpose, so there are different types of teams are involved that we can discuss tomorrow class. Any doubts, guys? Please go through all these. It's just only 3 or 4 days class, and we have a couple of vacancies as well. Understood? It's very simple role also. In entire security field, which one is the easiest role? It's a vulnerability management, VM. Okay, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, guys. I think yesterday I said 3 members will take the interview. Unfortunately, it's not possible today. Tomorrow I will take. So because today I have a couple of meetings are scheduled. So tomorrow I will take.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, please go through this one. Within the 15 minutes, I can upload this video. Yesterday video is already uploaded.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.